department, the director of MBA, and Dr. Akshaya, and Dr. Carolyn, and the team for connecting me and getting me available for this particular session today to share my thoughts and my view and my experience on gamification in learning. Yeah, I don't call it as e-learning because it's not just e-learning. So gamification we can also include in learning. The classroom learning, and we have experts who are already doing it. So I'm just going to throw some light on how it might help people to plan for their online classrooms or the virtual classrooms so that they can keep their students a bit more busy and engaged and motivated. So here I'm seeing a lot of students who have joined me and the faculty members who have joined today in this session. So you all would have gone through various sessions in this last 3-4 months. Maybe you would have faced dryness in some session, that what's happening today, and there is something is not interesting today, or it might not keep you engaged or glued with the session. Until unless you are engaged and glued with the session would not keep you interested to gain knowledge. So every session we join in every day will have to add some or other value to our life, so that is what we are going to take it further, right? But always the sessions would not give you what you are expecting. The problem is the expectation, right? So you might be expecting something different, and but what's happening is different. So whatever happens, you would not be able to glue with the session, because what you're expecting is not there in the session, correct? But what I would say is, there would be one person who is presenting or hosting the session and meeting multiple people or multiple members who are joined the session and meeting everyone's expectation. For example, if I say at your home, on a morning breakfast, if your mom cooks something, it's not easy for her to satisfy all the 4 members in the family, right? So, for example, if she has prepared dosa or idli or puri, the same day, the same breakfast session, everyone would be having different expectation. Maybe the father would have thought, if there is puri presented, he would have thought, if it would have been idli today, it would have been better. And if dosa is there on the table, the son might be thinking, maybe instead of dosa, if I could get something like bread or bread omelette, that would be better. So here what happens is, everyone would be having different expectation. That's where you would add up a bit more dishes, like maybe an omelette along with dosa, or omelette along with idli, or a boiled egg along with puri. So these things, it will suffice most of the people's expectation. If you meet their expectation to a level of 50-60%, that is something good. We always think about 100%, but it's not easy to gain 100% expectation. It is easy to gain 100% mark, because what your teacher is going to expect, that's what you're going to present on the paper, because it's always told to you, right? It's always told to you that this is what I'm going to expect, so write that so that you will get full marks. So that's what the academic education teaches us. But what we have to do is, we have to think beyond academic education. So academic education says A plus B is equal to C, right? You cannot think anything beyond A plus B is equal to C. That's the formula which has already been implanted in your mind. That's what you need to write it down when you come to an examination, because it has been told to you for the last 6 months. You can't change. If you change, you won't get marks. And you have been prepared for 6 months, then you have to write it. But that's not going to help in innovations, right? Innovations are something thinking out of the box. What if A plus B is equal to C? That's what people would be thinking. That is something which you can take it out from the gamification. Okay. Why I'm saying this is you need to make a bit more innovative, bit more engaged, a bit more inquisitive. People have to start asking questions. Yeah. So I prepared a course. Sorry for the light. I will just more. Yeah. I have prepared courses for corporates. When I was instructing, when I write the courses, the course would say different things, and the motive would say different things, and at the end, the what they take home is something which will help them in their day-to-day job roles. For example, a course which is built by me would be read by different people from different designations or different hierarchies of a company, right? If a person joins the company for the first day, he doesn't know the vision, mission, or anything about the company. His understanding towards a statement would be different, correct? For example, I always take movie as an illustration on my classes or on my sessions. Why it is? Because it keeps us interested. It keeps us interesting always to the storyline, right? For example, if you watch a movie today and next day you take your friend to watch the same movie, wherein your friend has not watched the movie before you, right? So you are the one who have already watched the movie, and you know the storyline, or you know how is it going, and where the twists would be, and what would happen in future, right? So the first intro scene of a hero or intro scene of a heroine happens, or there the intro in the intro scene, the hero dies or the heroine dies. Okay, but you are in the movie. What would you think? What is this here? The first scene itself, the hero or heroine is dead. What's going to happen from here on? But the person who has already watched the movie, he would know what is going to happen, and he would not be shell shocked, wherein you would be shell shocked. So this is the difference. A person who has been working with this company for last 5 years, he knows the vision, mission, quality statements, everything. For him, if I run through a course, he would be thinking in a different perspective from your perspective. He would be thinking that, okay, this is what the vision and mission of my company, and this is the financial status of my company. So we can actually buy or we can acquire a smaller organization. That's not a problem. But a person who joins today, he would be thinking that, okay, this is a multi-million-dollar company, and why is this company acquiring a smaller company? Yeah. So he would not understand. So that's where the interactivities and gamifications come into the picture. You cannot give the same mark for a question who has 5 years of experience and who has a 1 year experience, or who is a fresher to this company. So three different people, three different level of understanding, and you cannot give the same mark. For example, here, if I don't know whether all the MBA students who are here, all of first year students, or maybe second year, maybe you are in third semester or first semester, I don't know. But what I would like to say is, the person who is in first semester, he will not understand the management topic as the third semester person. Yeah. And we also have faculties here. When I say something in management perspective, their level of understanding would be different. So three different set of people, three different level of understanding. So you cannot gauge them in the same marks which we are going to throw at them. That's where gamification makes it a little more interactive and engaged. How? And it has to motivate, right? If I give 2 marks for the same question to a first year student, and 5 marks to the same student who is a second year, maybe the third semester student, and 8 marks to the faculty, and 10 marks to the HOD. So now everyone are at different level, and for the same question, no, all the people cannot get the same marks, right? Because the level of understanding is different. And this particular thing will demotivate people. It will not allow them to think beyond the topic. So that's the reason you need to segregate these people and then start giving them marks. So that's where in gamification, if you have played games like PUBG or any games for the sake, every game comes with 3 different levels. One is intermediate or entry or level 1, level 2, level 3. And if I am I never play games, but if I am competing with one of my friend who always play games, and I go to him and then I play the level which he plays, and that is going to not allow me to learn new techniques or learn how the game goes. Correct? So what I have to do is, now I need to take entry level game, the level 1 game, and then I need to play. So then I move on to level 2. As and when I start learning new things and I start understanding the game, then I move one level up, the next level up, the next level up. I need to keep going, keep moving. So I cannot compete with the same person who isn't who is playing games for last 20 years. Okay, so that's what happens in a corporate environment. So, and even the educational academic environment also the same thing is happening. And what happens, for example, yeah, if a BBA student joins MBA, okay, foreign management is different. But for a BE student, for an engineering student who joins MBA, foreign management is different, right? Do you all agree with me? Yeah, if you all agree, please put it in the chat box if you agree. Yeah, if the chat is enabled to you. What I'm saying is different category students and different schedules of students, like students from management, an undergraduate, his level of understanding to management and finance or anything is different. But a person who comes from engineering, his level of understanding towards management and engineering is different. Do you all agree to it? Yeah. Yeah, I got a reply from Sriram. Yes, Sriram. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Yeah. Superb. Yeah. So we all know this. So there is no fact that's something that I am opening it to you. But what is the factors? What is going to happen after joining to MBA? So all of them would be the same class. All of them would be in the same classroom, right? And all of them would be attending the same session. A person who already knows management, for him, explaining management is not needed. For a person who already doesn't know management, for him, management, covering the management is very, very important. So you cannot exclude or include people. But this has to happen in a classroom training. So if you are in a classroom training, this has to happen, because that's how the system has been built. But for us, the e-learning, it's not that way. You take directly, if somebody can answer these questions for you, this is not necessary. You go directly to the another level of training. So don't take much time here, take it to the next level. So today, the COVID era has put all the academic institutions to think in this manner, so that we can enable, or we can make learning much more easier, much more interesting, and much more engaged. Until unless you learn something new today, you won't get glued to the topic. If I am going to say the same old story from last year, the session which I handled, and today on the same session, if I'm giving the same info, there is no need. You can go back to the recording and then you can view that. There is no need for me to sit here and then explain it to you. I need to tell you what's new in this arena. I need to throw lights on new technologies which has been mushrooming here, so that you would be able to take it to the next level. Sorry, one second. I got a call. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you need to upgrade yourself and you need to give new information. So that's what everyone is expecting to. Now, when I used to bunk college, I bunked college only for these reasons. Yeah, the same old topic. So why I should be attending the college? But today, what happening in all the new institutions are the upgraded version has been put in. So they come up with new things. They're coming up with simulations to you. Maybe a management simulation is introduced to you so that you can work with management simulations and industry related topic. Yeah. So all these things are available. Okay. So we can use these technologies to help people to learn something new or to learn something in a engaged manner. Okay. Now, how many of you have been playing games? Right? I think most of you would be playing games. So can you just type in what's your favorite game? So let me see how many of you are playing games, and so that I can easily. Okay, cricket. Yeah, that's good. Cricket, Call of Duty, PES, superb. Free Fire, PES. Yeah, superb. Okay, now you all know something is happening every day. There is a cricket match going on. So they have selected some people in the squad. For example, if the person has not been given the opportunity to show his skill set, just being in the squad, in the 15-member squad would not help him, right? So you need to show your skills over there. For that, you need to get an opportunity. If you don't get an opportunity, then it is going to be as the same as other people who are outside in the world, right? You got selected in the 15-member squad, but you didn't get an opportunity. That's the problem we will be facing in future. You might get joined in a company, but you won't get an opportunity to show your skill set because you would be in bench. You would not be built in a project. Okay, this has been happening for so many people. For example, a fresher gets selected, he gets trained on technologies, then they will keep him in a bench, right? But there is another team who is working on the project. If somebody goes on a leave or somebody goes on a sabbatical, then one person gets an opportunity. That is a substitute player, right? But what we created an environment is we created a simulated environment. So when you're sitting in a bench, what you would get is from the old projects, we will take requirements and give it to you. Okay. These projects, you would start building your projects. Then back end, there is a system which will compare both the projects and keep giving you feedbacks. So in the meantime, you are giving him feedback. First thing is you are serving his purpose that I have been selected, then I got a project, so I am learning something new. Learning something new is very, very important. Every day, every day, whatever you do, learn something new. If you don't learn something new on that day is not going to be 100% filled. So for me, I take it a point in a day, I have to learn something new from yesterday. If I have learned the same thing, then I don't sleep, because for me, it is difficult to sleep without learning something new. So I learn something. Maybe I go out of the box. I'm a writer, or I'm a CEO of an organization. That doesn't matter. What I would do is I will take a project from my team. Okay, I will say, okay, today I'm going to design this brochure. Okay, I have been designing in Photoshop. Now I will say, okay, I will design this brochure in Illustrator. So this has been happening. This has been happening for me from my job days. When I was working in Bangalore. So, Bangalore, the traffic is worst. So what I used to think is, okay, today I'm going to take a different route to know different routes. I should have different routes so that if I get stuck in one route, then immediately I can take another route. Okay, this is going to help you in life. For example, today I got late at home, okay, and I had to be at office for a meeting, and I have only 20 minutes. Now I know which route can take me through 20 minutes. That route might have speed breakers, right? That route might have small gullies. That doesn't matter. For me, it is going to take me 20 minutes to reach my office. But every day I don't take this route because that doesn't give me mileage, because there are a lot of speed breakers and I cannot take I cannot go on a stretch in the same gear. I need to change my gears in this route. So I take the freeway. When I take freeway, it will take 35 minutes. I know very well because there are signals. I have to cross 10 signals. Every signal is going to take 60 seconds for me to cross. That itself 10 minutes. So 25 plus 10, it is 35. So this is the problem. Now I know different routes. Why I'm saying this is, you need to play your life in the same way. Today you have been playing straight drives. Next day you need to practice cover drive, then pull drive, then maybe scoops, maybe unathletic shots. So you have to have all these things in your mind. If you don't have all these things in your mind, it is going to be difficult. Okay, for PUBG players or any other maybe FIFA players. Okay. Today, if I'm going to use keyboard shortcut keys, and then tomorrow I would be playing with joysticks, game controllers. The other day, what I will do is I'll disconnect it and I'll play with keyboards again. Why? Because one day the game controller might go off, it might not work. That day I should not sit idle, right? So I need to know the other ways around so that it will help me. So try something new. Okay, so that's the same thing which will happen in the simulated environment, because there is no big problem, right? I'm an NFS player. I used to play NFS when I was in college. I always go and I'm very good at driving the NFS cars, right? I am not the cars which I drive it on road, because we know if I go topple or if I go dash on some cars, I would get a brand new car without any big issues. So I have a clear idea there. I can experiment, I can innovate. So you need to provide, we need to have an environment where we can experiment new things. We can experiment new things, and then we can see our innovation. We can see ourselves where we are standing. So that is very, very important, right? So the gamified environment will give you that kind of playfulness. You can think about it. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and show you a gamified topic, so that let's see how you would be able to take it further. 1 second. Give me a second. I'm going to share my window. Okay. Hope it's visible. Yeah. Okay. Hope my screen is visible to all of you. If you have any issues,
Yes,
you
sir.
can switch. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It is visible. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So this is like a pre-trip check. So in a logistics department, this is going to be very, very helpful. This was designed for one of my client, and the same theme which we have used to create it for a logistics client. Okay, now I'm going to start. So whom do you want to be your coach? I'm going to start with Lashonda. Okay. Now the instructions have to be clear, because it will keep your players to be very, very what to say, very, very enthusiastic, because you need to tell them what is going to happen and what you have to do. If you don't tell them, then it will not keep them interested, because they don't know heads and tails. Then they would feel themselves lost in a forest. So tell them you have 20 seconds to answer each question. Each question has at least two correct responses. The maximum score is 100 points. You have to score at least a 90 or above to win. So this is why very, very important. Instructions are very, very important. Okay. When you create a learning environment with gamified technologies or gamified instructions, then this is very, very important. So here, engine compartment checks. Which of these are performed during an engine check? So for me, maybe oil type, sorry, oil level. Okay, I had to check radiator. So that is incorrect. You ran out of time. Please try again and don't let your time go into zero. See. Okay. So incorrect. The engine checks performed are to check on the hose leaks, oil level, and belt condition. Okay. So these are the three things which I had to check. Okay. Now I have not checked. So here it's I have not unlocked anything here. So I have to give good answers. The dipstick must show the oil level above refill mark, not below refill. So I got it correct. I have answered it correct. Now I still have not unlocked this. So what is the safest to remove the radiator cap when is the when engine is not running, when engine is cool? Okay, I have got it true correct. So engine compartment belt should have no more than dash of a play. I don't know. I'm not a mechanical engineer. Maybe I can choose this. Okay. So I have not selected the correct responses. Yeah. So which belts need to be checked? Alternator belt, oil pumps belt. I've got some response. Okay. Okay. This is one way of doing a gamification. I have another gamification which I would want to show you. One sec. I'm trying to open. There is a small issue. One sec. Give me a moment. There's an internet issue. I'm It's a little slow. Yeah, I'm back. 1 second. Sorry, actually there is a small technical issue. I'm not able to open. I'm trying to get it fixed. Give me a moment.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So in the meantime, let's see why gamification is important. Yeah. So at the same time, there are a lot of areas still we can think about gamification, like gamification, which is always used in areas like science and technology. But we can still think about gamification into accountancy, management. There are a lot of management games that we also built. So these games which help understanding management topics in a better way, right? So you can learn it theoretically, but somewhere playing a game and understanding using a game is a bit more interesting, and it will help you in understanding new things. Okay. I'm going to stop presenting the current screen and I will be presenting a new one. Yeah. So this is another game for robotics. I don't know whether the audio plays, but so this is on explaining about the robotics, how a robotic works. Right? This is a technology-based game learning. This bot has too many parts. Drag the part to scraps bin. Help reprogram the part, and each other answer each question correctly to remove the part completely. Okay. It's like there are too many parts in this. I need to scrap at least 3 parts, right? So what I would do is I have pulled it here. So here we are playing a video so that they can understand. So the video is unavailable, but I can type the answer here. Maybe okay. Okay. So this is a small template which we have created for robo technologies, And we have another course. It's a puzzle course. That's a bit more interesting. Yeah. So complete the crossword using the clues below. So click each of the numbers on the crossword to answer the questions. So here you can think yourself, and you can actually imagine that the courses, the game in front of you can be anything like management topics or economics or accountancy. The questions which are on the left hand side can be anything, right? So you can imagine those things and then you can replace it. It's like here it is mentioned iPad manufacturer. Instead, you can say that the theory was written by, okay. So all these things you can think. So here there is an iPad manufacturer. Who is an iPad manufacturer? Anyone knows? Okay. This is how the answer gets filled. Now, let me see. So I'm choosing a question like popular search engine. Let me see how many of you are going to answer in the chat box. Which is the popular search engine? Can I get the answers on chat box so I can fill it there? Google. Google, thank you. Okay. So now I'm going to the second question, acronym for hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. What is the acronym for HTML? Thanks, Arati. Oh, superb. I got a lot of response. So I'm going to type in here. So now you can replace it anything, like you can replace with your own area of interest. Okay. So like online training. So what is online training? Anyone knows what is online training? So this is what I said, the person who is not into the industry and the people who is into the industry will be having the favorites. So now you were not into the industry, you were answering me Google HTML. Now tell me, what is online training? You are into it today. So I've been doing it. E-learning, superb. So Anusha, Anthony, e-learning. E-learning. Yeah. So e-learning authoring tool from Adobe. I don't think so. You will be knowing. E-learning development tool from Articulate. I would type in, no problem. So this is something we did it for a sample. So included our own area. Okay, now the cross word is completed. So this is how it goes. This is actually the first level of gamification. Now you can gamify your learning topics. So instead of learning it in a serious environment, what you can do is you can add a little bit of comical sense to it, and then help the learners to understand it in a better way, right? So a same storyline, two different screenplays. You can give a serious screenplay, and you can give a very masala kind of screenplay, wherein the crowd loves which one. So A center, B center, C center, all three centers will love a masala movie, but the very class movies, only the A center and B center might be B center, but A center loves it, B center might love it. So this is how it goes. So a same topic can be taught in two different ways and told in two different ways. So this is a way wherein your students can be little motivated too. Yeah. And I want to show you another gamified topic. Yeah. I don't want to show you or I don't want to tell you certain things very technically, because I don't know will that help you today, because I wanted to open up to you what is gamified learning, because I am going to see a lot of you as an entrepreneurs in the future. You may take this as your career, or you may take it as your way of expressing your ideas to your clients. So that's going to be very helpful. This is going to be very helpful. The gamified environment not only into learning, you actually use this as a tool in any ways. Like today, advertisements are there, or if you are going to start your own ad film studios, you can use gamified methodology there. If you are going to start up a restaurant, you can use gamification there. Last week I visited a restaurant near race course. There in the table, when I ordered the food and I was waiting, they had a small sheet below my plate, and that sheet helps me in engaging myself. Like maybe I can solve a maze or a puzzle or a quiz. There are a lot of things which was there in the sheet. I felt it very interesting. So that is also gamification, right? You keep your audience engaged. That's very, very important. You can use these technologies or ideologies anywhere in your work environment. Okay, so this is another earn your chef hat game. So now you can earn a chef hat by playing this game. So click to pick your character. So I will pick Lucy. Now I have to answer all the questions to earn a hat, chef hat. I don't know whether the audio is available to you, but you can read through the text. So she actually needs help because her chef is on leave. So now she needs our help to run her omelette counter. Okay, so it's an area where the customers come, order, and then pick the omelette parcels. So now we have 10 seconds to complete the task. So the timer is going to start now. So roll your cursor around the kitchen to find your ingredients, utensils, and pans. Okay, you have 10 seconds to complete the task. Timer starts when you click glow. Okay, I'm going to click. Okay, frying pan. Take the frying pan. So frying pan is here. Yeah. Utensils. Where is utensils? Where are utensils? I don't know. The utensil should be somewhere here. Cooking oil. Where is cooking oil? It is cooking oil. So I have found all these. Okay. Oh, good. So things I have found is frying pan, utensils, eggs, peppers, onions, and cooking oil. Okay. 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 So I have to use bell pepper. Okay. So now the omelette is ready. I'm clicking. So when I ring the bell, it gets delivered to the customer. So move fast and don't make mistakes. Ready to earn your golden chef hat. Okay. So now I need to start doing. So this is another game wherein. So now I got no. So now the ticket is here. So tomato and I don't know, I forgot. It was very quick. So tomato and bell pepper. Sorry. Anyone remembers what it was? Please help me. Okay. Now it is ready. Bell pepper, cheese, onions. Okay. Now I break the egg. Bell pepper, cheese, and onions. I got this time correct. Okay. It is ready. I ring the bell. It takes me out. So click here to keep going, but you need to move faster this time. So I need to earn the bell pepper, tomato, salsa. Okay. I break the egg. Bell pepper, tomato, and salsa. Okay. Okay. Now it is ready. Am I faster? I got the silver hat. So one more time. Tomato, cheese, onion, salsa. So tomato, cheese, onion, and salsa. Okay. No, what? Did I choose something wrong? If you haven't made it to gold hat by now, you are just not ready. Try again a little later. Okay. So this is another game. So this can be included in any of your industry or any of your area of interest. So multiple games I have shown you. So how to gamify your learning I have shown you, right? So okay, somebody was helping me. Sorry, I didn't check it, Aarti. Thank you. Yeah, these are the things which we can do it with a gamified learning environment. Okay, so this will keep your learners a bit more interested, and which will help them in understanding things in a much easier way. So there, as I said, there are different ways you can teach or taught people, taught by people. So you may get what I would like to do is I would like to have it as a fun environment to teach people or get taught. So the same you can include it in your gamified learning environment. Okay. So that's for now. If you have any questions, you can raise to me. I would be very happy to answer you all. And is there anything that I would want to cover? Also, you can put it in the chat box. I will try to cover it up. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was such an interesting session on how game works in simulation, introduction to the students. People, if you all have any questions, you all can unmute and speak. We have simulations in our curriculum. So before we start on with our curriculum, if you have any doubts or anything that you wanted, you can ask sir and he'll be very happy to answer you.
Yeah, that's a very good point you have put forward, ma'am. These simulations you would be actually facing it in your curriculum. So when you play a simulation, you need to understand why you are playing, and what is the agenda for a simulation, and what is going to be your outcome. So the simulations are actually harmless, I know, but you have to utilize that time and opportunity very efficiently, so that you would use this environment to understand what's going to happen in your real life scenario. Okay, so every simulation is going to give you a scenario to handle. So if you can handle it here with the simulation effectively, then in the real life it will be very easy. Why I'm saying this is my son, he is taking the online classes today, and he has been given examinations online. He was very happy last week when he finished his exams in 10 minutes because it was all objective type. And he said, I used to write 1 hour of examination or 2 hours of examination when I go to schools. But in online, it is just 10 minutes. I can finish everything in 1 minute, like choose the best answers or true or false, everything. I can do it in much faster pace. I said, until unless you know the subject, it's not easy to answer choose the best answer. You have to write your examination 1 hour to extract this 1 minute answer. So that's the problem. So now it might seem easy, but when you get to your real life, it is not easy. Real life, you cannot take a decision in that very drastic level. You have to do a lot of activities behind to take that 1 minute decision. So we all forget the activities and the effort which we put behind this 1 minute decision. So behind this 1 minute decision, there are a lot of hard work which we need to do. So this is the light note which I told. So students, please raise your questions. This is an opportunity not everyone would get. If you can clear all your doubts today, it will help you when you play simulations with your team in your college.
So there is a question in the chat box from Mr. Naveen.
Okay.
It is
What kind of coding used for gamification? Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for pointing it out. Hi, Naveen. Thanks for the question. So it's not actually coding. Coding is something not you have to do. Coding is something someone else will do. But your expertise is something which not everyone can do. Before coding, there is something like instructing. You need to instruct the coders what is the game, right? So the crossword game or the chef game, it's not putting the images and then getting the front end done, the design done. It's like the logic behind the designs. That is very, very important. So there are multiple levels of development. One is writing a storyboard. You need to write a storyboard, then give it to the developer. Developers will use tools to create their designs, right? They might use Articulate Storyline or Adobe Captivate for a quicker delivery. And if you have to code, you can code it using Unity 3D or HTML5 or any other platform. But you don't need to concentrate on coding because you're all management people. You need to concentrate on the logics. So that's something which I would want to say. If you were thinking about coding and if you are a multi-faceted person, you may think about Unity 3D, HTML5, or a quicker tool is Adobe Captivate or Storyline. Yeah. So good morning, sir, from Sriram. Good morning, sir. Control and innovation is very important in game. I think so, sir. How to make others understand that the simulation of any situation is more logical and it is possible for everyone. I think, Sriram, everyone would have their level of understanding. So as long as you give them a clear instruction. So for me, you need to give them time and the instruction have to be clear and deeper. So maybe that will help them in understanding your simulation. If the instructions are not clear and if the time is not being given to understand the instruction or to understand the logic behind the simulation, and it's not easy for them to understand for the first time. We are all talking about the first time users, multiple time users. For them, it's repeated users would be easy. For them, it is very, very easy. If I play PUBG for 10 years, 11th year, I would be the champion, right? So, or 10 days also, I would be champion on 11th day. It's not so difficult. It is easier. It is humanly possible thing. But the first day, it might look inhuman for anyone who is taking the simulation. Yeah, for me, the first day when I prepared biryani, it was very inhuman. But thanks, there were a lot of chefs or a lot of recipes online which came into rescue. Because of the recipe or because of the instructions which were given by the chef on the recipe, online recipes, I was very successful in creating or cooking the biryani. So that is something which is very, very important. So instructions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hope the question was answered, Sriram. Is there anybody else who would like to ask questions? Kindly unmute and speak.
Yeah, I would want to hear someone out there, apart from Carolyn ma'am and Akshaya ma'am who have been on the mic. So, students, your voice would energize us. Why don't you speak? Thanks, Sriram. Thanks for the input. Yes, level of understanding should be considered and things should be explained according to their mindset. Yes, that's very, very important. If I talk something, the industry jargons, you would not understand, right? So I have a lot of industry jargons in my mind, which I cannot talk to you. I should not talk to you because you are someone not know injustice to you. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I guess people are a little hesitant to ask questions. Maybe when you come in person, definitely they will raise a lot of questions to you.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Uh,
I'll be very happy to meet them in person and then explain to them. Sure.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a wonderful session, and thank you for introducing simulations and gamification model to our students. I'm sure many of us will get benefited out of it, and they'll gain a lot of interest towards this gamification learning process. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you very much. Be in touch with us. Please do visit our college for an in-person session.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for your kind words. Indeed, it was a pleasure to me as well. And I would
May
like
I
to thank,
interrupt,
yes, yeah.
Carolyn?
Yes, ma'am. Um, we would like to hear from you, ma'am.
Yeah. Mr. Rajkumar, he has been very closely associated with our department for quite some time now. And during this pandemic, we are happy to have you on board online, sir. Probably once this pandemic situation is over, things will get better and we shall meet you in person. Thank you for all the support. At this time, I would like to mention that Mr. Rajkumar has designed the logo for our department, and we are immensely thankful to him for that and all the support that they have rendered to us from Zillion Cubes, the whole team, especially Mr. Rajkumar. Thank you so much, sir. Happy to have you on board as always. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your kind words and the opportunity which you have given it to us. And it was a privilege for us to design a logo for such an ethnic institution in the city. And I was very happy to be honored with that privilege. And without you, it was not possible. And the team and the department, the MBA department, is very close to my heart because this is one of the department who have worked very closely and associated with, very closely associated with. And I'm very happy to be part of this team and support you and take your presence as well. Thanks for reaching out to me, ma'am, in this situation. And even I would like to thank Akshaya ma'am as well. And she approached me. And Carolyn ma'am, thanks for organizing. You have been wonderful in presenting this today's session. And
Thank you, sir.
like this, you would be doing every day. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, students. Thanks for all your participation and a lot of participations today. And my love to you all and all the best. Do well. Education is something which is very, very important. Don't miss it. And there are people with you and they would support you. And if anything, you can reach out to me. I would be very helpful to mentor you all. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Now, may I now request Dr. Marceline Anita to deliver the word of thanks.
Yes, I feel very glad to put forth my thank you note. Whether I'm audible? Cameron, whether I'm audible? I feel very glad to put forth my thank you note for this 2 week students induction program. Deeply, I thank our today's resource person, Mr. Rajkumar Nadraj, learning architect, trainer, simulation-based learning and gamification specialist, founder and CEO, Ashisha Technology Services Private Limited, Bangalore, and Zillion Cubes Learning Foundation, Coimbatore. Thank you, sir. Your speech given a very close look to fix our students through gamification, how they can enrich their knowledge and enrich their skills in this competition world. Really, your speech and your information was interesting one and informative also. Then thank you very much for sharing your time with us. Then I feel immense thanks to our director ma'am for her continuous encouragement and guidance for us to arrange these kind of useful programs to our students. Thank you ma'am. Thank you very much. Also, I feel delighted to thank all our student friends for participating through Google Meet and YouTube channel and made this session as an informative one and interactive one for all. Thank you, dear students. Finally, I'm closing this thanking note with all my faculty friends for the full-fledged support for the session. Thank you all. Over to Professor Carmen.
Thank you, ma'am, for your nice words of gratitude. Students are requested to stay back for the session, for the faculty introduction session. So today we'll be introducing our we'll be having our faculty introduction today. So one after the other, you will get to know about to whom you will deal with, whom you will talk to today.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Carolyn. So we shall start with Professor Carolyn and